Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Weekly Profit Talk. As the name might imply, we do this every single week. Uh, our weekly recurrence is on Wednesday at 8:30 Mountain Time. That is 7:30 on the West Coast and 10:30 on the East Coast. So without any further ado, let's launch into this week's topic, which is 2026 tax planning, what medical practices need to know now. So let me, first of all, I'm going to do something here. I appreciate your patience as I set this up. And so sorry. The landscape for taxes has changed dramatically this year. It's been kind of an interesting year as far as government fiscal practice is concerned, anyway. Um, but on July 4th, 2026, the one big beautiful bill, which we abbreviate, or I do, to OB3, honestly, I don't really hold out a lot of extra respect for, because there are some downsides to this for certain aspects of American society, as it were, but it has a direct effect on our physician practices, and it's definitely worth discussing. So let's go ahead and get into that. And basically playing with my computer and talking at the same time. So thank you. What I'm going to do now, let's go ahead and we'll pop up our handy dandy slides that we do every single week here. Taxes are different now. Uh, the changes that have come, a lot of them are going into effect of the 2026 tax year and won't appear in your tax return until 27, but many others have gone into effect either immediately or within a certain period of time. Um, but this is changing everybody's tax return. And as physician practice owners, certainly taxes are a big part of your expense horizon, because let's face it, you make enough money that you are should be, and hopefully are already, paying estimated taxes. If you've been following along in previous weeks, we've been discussing estimated taxes and fourth quarter planning the last couple of months or so. And so this kind of extends into that entire conversation. Um, Bonus depreciation is back. That is a huge consideration if you are looking at making a capital investment. You have several different ways now to actually expense an expensive piece of equipment. Let's say you need an X-ray machine and it's going to cost $150,000 or $200,000. If you meet the income parameters and other limits and ceilings on expenses and revenue, you could theoretically actually write off that entire X-ray machine, provided that you did put it into service on or after January 20th of this year. They didn't put it in effect for the whole year. I think it has something to do with Inauguration Day, honestly. So um, what that means is that if you are having a tremendously good year and you've been sweating what to do about the correlating high tax picture, relief may be in sight for you. It does not necessarily mean that you have to or want to take bonus depreciation. However, for many people, taking that depreciation over a course of a 5-year period actually makes more sense for them. So that's where good professional guidance and assistance helps. So permanent QBID, that's the qualified business income deduction. We're working on actually increasing that to 23%, but the Senate shot that down, and it's at the 20% that it has been in current years, but it was made quote unquote permanent by the OB3 law, which means somebody in future years could come along and change it. But it's quite popular with us small business people. And honestly, I don't really see that going completely out of the code for years to come. But that SSTB restrictions I'm referring to, that's specialized service trades or businesses. And mine happens to be one, accounting, as well as yours, doctors, lawyers, and architects, and musicians, professional musicians, and some other fields are restricted by income. That phases out completely at just under $500,000 for married filing joint. So those restrictions remain in place. Um, so though that's not much of a change, the fact that QBID is not going away is going to be helpful. So provided that you meet certain requirements. And the main thing is if your income, one of the I'm sorry, thinking about two things at once, but I want to share this. If it's possible that if you have multiple businesses, that you might be able to take QBID on some of them and stay within the guidelines. So again, professional guidance and help can certainly save you thousands of dollars on your tax return. Right now, I'm recording this on the 15th of October, and we have been in a government shutdown this month. This affects my business directly because I, on occasion, have to contact the IRS to represent my clients, and half of them are not working. So they've sent home 46% of the IRS workforce on furlough. Some automated systems are in process. One thing that's of note that I should mention, since I'm a tax guy, is today is the October 15th deadline for extensions for Forms 1040. If you happen to be watching this and you should have had a V8 and had that moment, yeah, you got until midnight. So anyway, hopefully that's not the case. But yeah, today is a tax deadline. So let's go ahead and move on. Estimated tax payment strategy. We do want to continue the good habits that we've hopefully helped to develop for you in the last 7 weeks or so. This is a quarterly event, and this is basically the entrepreneur's withholding. We don't have the nanny situation where the employer is basically taking all your taxes out for you and sending the government their portions with each single pay event. You're basically making your money throughout the year, but they expect money each quarter. These quarters are offset slightly. They're April 15th, June 15th, which is 2 months, and then September 15th, which is 3 months after that, and then 4 full months to the final one, January 15th. And that's when we have coming up ahead of us. Hopefully, you've got your third quarter payment in and have estimated that to the best of your ability. The better you're able to do that, they do annualize the payments when they're calculating the underpayment penalty. So you want to make as much of the actual payment that is due each quarter to basically eliminate underpayment penalties. It's extra money that you don't have to spend, and it also has the extra added benefit of basically keeping a mental room clean in your mind by sending in the taxes based on the estimated amount of revenue you'll have for the year. After the first few months of the year, you're basically keeping that room straightened up, as it were, and making payments as you go, so that when you actually do your tax return this coming late winter, that you're actually looking forward to it, because it's a measure of how well you did for the year. So getting quarter four right is simply a matter of unlike the other three where you're estimating income based on current performance. Quarter four, you know the numbers as long as you are able to get them in a timely fashion. If you've got a bookkeeper and they don't get you your typically get you your financial statements by the 15th of each month, it might be time to shop for somebody new, because honestly, it's extremely important to get this number in particular right. If nothing else, the end of year is super important. And there's no reason why you cannot have this done by the 10th, get a good estimated tax payment in, and of course, based on subtracting the ones that you have made earlier in the year. And to get within that, I like to shoot for a bullseye of $500 either owed to the government or refund, somewhere around that circle. It's we used to call it bracketing back in a job I had in the old days. If you can shoot the bullseye and get that in there, then you are going to basically have a much happier and reasonable tax season. And like I say, look forward to filing. Taxes is not dentistry. You don't approach it once a year and hope that everything's going to be healthy. This is something that you have to address all year long. So develop that quarterly habit. If you're on track for taxes after January 15th, you're not going to have any problem making an April 15th payment. That will be the first quarter of 2026. We get off and running and doing this well each and every quarter next year, then it's going to be surprising to you how much better your year is going to go. And make sure that you are estimating that on a monthly basis and putting that away monthly into a dedicated savings account. This is a personal bank account, by the way, though taxes arise as a result of the business that you do. The payments that you make to the IRS are actually a personal expense. So if you have any questions about what to do about that in your books, then we're here to help. And very happy to do so. So wrapping up, talking about finishing 2025 strong and having a powerful 2026 by getting to the finish line this year with a strong head of steam and momentum. So what gets measured gets managed. Your 10-week success plan to finish 2025 strong should be basically a macrocosm. We talked about this last week, and in fact, the same topic is published as a blog on our website. If you go to owingsllc.com/blog, and I will actually pull this up and take a look at it real quick. Last week's topic was your Q4 roadmap to practice empowerment. And just basically going to review the highlights and the bullet points of that. Optimize your revenue and your efficiency and collection processes into mid-November. And then accelerate and maximize those revenues and cash flows through the first week of December. And finally, last 3 weeks of the year, position through performance assessment, tax, and also strategic planning through year's end. So with those things in mind, hopefully you're going to have a very strong 2025 finish, especially for those of you that actually deal with folks that come to you for the typical winter illnesses. There is absolutely no reason why your practices can't finish powerfully and launch into 2026 with tremendous momentum. So that is my hope for you. And I also hope that you found this useful today. If you did, or if you have any questions, either way, we're coming to you by one of three media, YouTube and LinkedIn, as well as Facebook. And each of those has a comments capability. If you do want to provide us feedback or have more questions about how to get help maximizing your wealth and minimizing your taxes, reach out. Just say something like help or more information, and we will get back to you within 24 business hours. So with that, I hope you're having an amazing day and fall season so far. Have an incredible rest of the week. And if you get a chance, do something randomly kind for a stranger today. So with that, so long, and we shall see you next week. Bye for now.